How do hurricanes form? Hurricanes often begin life as a tropical wave. That's a low-pressure area that moves across the Atlantic from Africa. A number of conditions need to align to turn the wave into a hurricane. Sea surface temperatures of at least 26.5 degrees Celsius down to a depth of 50 meters. Near the ocean's surface, there need to be converging winds forcing air to rise and form storm clouds. Up in the atmosphere, too much wind in the wrong direction can tear apart a hurricane, so you need low wind shear. That's the change in direction and speed of winds at increasing heights. There also needs to be high relative humidity, from the surface to the mid-levels of the atmosphere. And the storm has to be more than 5 degrees of latitude from the equator. That's about 200 miles.
Hurricanes are sort of like parasitic feedback loop. By taking heat out of the ocean and turning it into water droplets, it creates the wind that takes more heat out of the ocean. It's basically living off the ocean's heat and doing its own thing with it.
A hurricane's spin comes from something called the Coriolis effect. To understand this, think of a spinning playground roundabout. Imagine a ball thrown from the middle. Even if the ball is thrown forward, it will curve to the right. On Earth, this happens on a huge scale.
This is crucial to the way hurricanes form because the faster air moves, the stronger the Coriolis effect. That's how you get that typical twisted form that's diagnostic of a hurricane when you see it from space.
And once the wind speed reaches 74 miles per hour, the tropical storm is officially classified as a hurricane.
The thing that powers a hurricane is warm air, moist air, giving up its moisture to form droplets in these huge clouds. Well, those droplets are water and they are going to fall.
And it's a lot of precipitation. Hurricanes can release around 20 billion tons of rainfall every day. Water causes 90% of deaths from hurricanes, and almost half of those come from storm surges.
People are dying, they don't have homes, the city of New Orleans will never be the same.
When a hurricane makes landfall, the power of its winds pushes the ocean forward. This wall of water approaching the shore is called a storm surge.
With Hurricane Katrina, the storm surge did a huge amount of the damage. It was fairly monstrous. It was about 8 meters tall. And it broke New Orleans' water defenses, the levees and the dikes. That wall of water being pushed in was a key part of why that particular hurricane turned into such a terrible disaster. The sheer force of the wind, of course, causes a lot of damage when you're hit by a hurricane. Also, that wind can be sort of like localized into tornadoes because the wind at the surface can't move as fast as the wind is moving above, and you get this extra twisty thing.
But once the hurricane starts to move across land, it's no longer able to draw energy from the ocean, forcing the storm to eventually dissipate.